Welcome back to our channel UPSC Made Easy, an initiative by aspirants for the fellow aspirants, a quick way to giving back to the community. जैसा कि हम सभी जान रहे हैं कि we are working on the GS4 playlist and we have started earlier in the previous video and we have talked about that what is the necessity or why ethics is included in UPSC syllabus, what is the necessity of ethics in life, and we have talked about continuum approach. Now we are starting. We talked about aptitude, intelligence, inner conscience, and lot more things in the previous video. Now we are starting ethics. What is ethics and what is morality from from the concept of and from the angle of the philosophy. Yes, welcome you all. The first thing is that when ethics is included in the UPSC syllabus, and when the UPSC discloses the syllabus of the ethics, it is not relevant to any one subject particular. Some syllabus of it might relevant to the psychology, some might relevant to the philosophy, some might relevant to the public administration, some might relevant to the sociology. Therefore, the syllabus that is given by the UPSC for the GS4, it's just like a mixture of various subjects. Therefore, a person must have an understanding of various subjects in order to score high in this topic. Okay. Therefore, we are now trying to understand the ethics from the philosophical side. That how philosophy defined the ethics. Okay. And I think a lot of students there you are quite fascinated towards the philosophy. Okay, because um, it gives you a new angle to live your life peacefully. The first thing, like when you distinguish the philosophy as a branch of knowledge, it distinguishes into three parts. Okay, it distinguishes the knowledge into three parts. Like the first one is the epistemology, second one is the metaphysics, and third one is ethics. You in Hindi you might aware about Gyan Mimamsa, Tattva Mimamsa, and Niti Mimamsa. The epistemology. When you talk about epistemology, what is epistemology? When we talk about epistemology, the epistemology is the branch of philosophy that talks about that what is the right way to find the knowledge. Okay, epistemology talks about the true path of the knowledge. Okay, that whether it is right, uh, that in which path you must follow, that you will get the knowledge. The second part is the metaphysics. The metaphysics is that part of the philosophy, like if you give the ideal definition of the metaphysics, it is like the subject or the questions. Actually, in metaphysics there are the great questions of the metaphysics that is very famous, the questions in which both philosophers and scientists are eager to know, that are the questions of the metaphysics. And both epistemology and metaphysics is not necessary and important for our syllabus, but for brief understanding of that, I will tell you, like the questions like the god, whether it exists or not, if exist, whether it is one god or more god, either it is female god or male god, either it is personal or impersonal. Therefore there's a lot of question. The basic question is that whether god exists or not, whether soul exists or not, how this world is created. These are the questions of the metaphysics. Both philosophers, both scientists, both are eager to know and find the answer to this question. Now let's come to the ethics, Niti Mimamsa, whether from the philosophical side, that how philosophy defines the ethics in their sense. Okay, therefore we can say the branch of philosophy that tells us that what are the goals of life and how to reach that goals. What are the means to reach that goal? That branch is ethics. What is ethics? If we explaining from the philosophical side, philosophy tells about ethics is that it is the branch of philosophy that talks about goals of life and that talks about how to reach that goal. But in very simple terms, if we want to define ethics, that ethics is a moral system of society. How we can define ethics? We can define ethics by saying that ethics is moral system of society. That how? That when we talk about society, in order to run any society, what do you want? You want social order. Okay. Therefore, there is one philosopher. See, this is the philosopher Thomas Hobbes. Who is this philosopher? Thomas Hobbes. Thomas Hobbes was a famous English philosopher. He told the world that how social system actually works. Okay, that he tells that human is by nature, human स्वभाव से बहुत ही लालची होता है. He do not think about anybody. And when he explaining that how system works, he come to the very conclusion that the whole system of the world works on a very basic concept, and that is trust and faith on the morality. There's a very famous statement of the Thomas Hobbes, like from the time where everyone is everyone's enemy, from now where we can sit happily and peacefully, it is just a mere time gap where we can trust on the other person more than any time period. Okay, this is one thing that is Thomas Hobbes tells anybody, that tells to ourselves, that society works on social order. And how social order helps in running the society, that the Thomas Hobbes explain in the explain while explaining that how social system works. Okay, now in order to maintain social order, social control is necessary. And how society control over its people? By the process of socialization and by the social sanction. And now, in order to understand socialization in very simple terms, in coming lectures, we will explain the socialization, the importance of socialization, the importance of social action in very deeply. But as we are just starting the syllabus, we are trying to understand the concept from the very their outline, okay, from very outline of those terms. Therefore, we are understanding the basics of this term. In further videos, we are going very deep in this about the socialization, about the social sanction. Let's talk about socialization. Okay, in very simple terms, if we are trying to define socialization, socialization is the process of converting a asocial child into social. Because when a child is born, he is neither social animal, unsocial, or antisocial. He is an asocial being. Therefore, to convert a asocial student, asocial child into a social part of the society, the process that the society and the process through which that child goes through is called socialization. And in this process of socialization, the society put a lot of sanctions on the people, on its people. जैसे कि मान लीजिए कि सोसाइटी किसी बच्चे को असोशल से सोशल बनाना चाह रही है। इस बीच में वो बहुत सारे प्रेशर्स डालेगी उस बच्चे पे, बहुत सारी वैल्यूज को बताएंगे कि दिस शुड बी फॉलोड, दिस शुड नॉट बी फॉलोड. Okay, now the society has various ways in order to put that values inside the child. Like society have the power of gifts and punishment. Like if society thinks that this value is according to them, that is that the society finds this value is good, and the child is following that value, society is providing the student or the child a gift. And if child, the people, goes against that value, society punishes that child. Therefore, society sanction or imbibes that value inside the child by the virtue of gift and punishment. Okay, now there's one more thing. There's a social conditioning. Social conditioning is also a part of socialization. What is social conditioning? Social conditioning is the process of training individuals in society to respond in a manner that is generally approved by the society. As I have explained you earlier, that society understand and find some values as good or bad. Okay, different society have different values according to them. Therefore, different society have different values, and the different values are respected in different society. जैसे कि एक एग्जांपल ले सकते हैं कि अगर आप बुर्का पहने हैं, तो बुर्का पहनना किसी मुस्लिम कंट्री में, सऊदी अरेबिया में, दैट कैन बी कंसिडर एज a very great thing. But in the very same time, if you, अगर आप बुर्का पहन के फ्रांस में चले जाएंगे, then it is against their rights. There can be any charge can be, there can be any charge sheet can be filed against you. Okay, तो वो सोशल कंडीशनिंग क्या है? सोशल कंडीशनिंग एक टाइप की ट्रेनिंग है, एक टाइप की ट्रेनिंग है जो सोसाइटी अपनी आने वाली पीढ़ियों को देता है, ताकि वो उस वैल्यूज को सीख सके जो सोसाइटी के द्वारा अप्रूव्ड है. लाइक सोशल कंडीशनिंग का एक एग्जांपल है सोशल कंडीशनिंग ऑफ इंडियन वीमेन, कि सोसाइटी चाहती है कि इंडियन वीमेन पतिव्रता हो, सावित्री हो, घर के काम काज करने वाली हो. तो वो इस तरह से बचपन से ही बहुत सारे फिल्मों के माध्यम से, अलग अलग तरीकों से वो इस तरह के वैल्यूज डाल देती है कि औरत को अंततः ये लगने लगता है कि ये उसी का काम है. बिना बताए कोई चीज किसी व्यक्ति को ये समझ में आ जाना कि ये काम उसका है, दैट इज द consequence of the social conditioning. Because nobody tells you कि आपको ये करना है. Nobody tells the women कि आपको खाना पकाना है. But women by themselves, even though nobody tell, she feels pressure that she needs to cook. Okay, therefore this is a consequence of social conditioning. Okay, uh, as I have told you about the gifts and punishment. Okay, that society puts sanction in the form of गिफ्ट एंड पनिशमेंट. जैसे कि एक एग्जांपल, एक बहुत ही अच्छा एग्जांपल मैं आपको देता हूँ कि लाइक व्हाट इज द एग्जांपल ऑफ पनिशमेंट द सोसाइटी गेव बाय द फिलोसफर्स इन द हिस्ट्री. ओके, क्योंकि जब रेनेसेंस का पीरियड था, जब इस्लामिक इन्वेजन बहुत दूर तक पहुंच चुका था, और क्रिश्चियनिटी और इस्लाम दोनों सेमेटिक रिलीजन है, जब इस्लाम का रीच बहुत दूर तक पहुंच गया था, therefore Christianity stood against the Islam. Okay, therefore what the church decide, church give their scientists freedom in order that like scientists like Galileo has given task, like in order to prove that Christianity is better than Islam, you must uh, you must take the help of science and prove the facts of the Bibles are right. Therefore, Galileo takes this step, and he started the experiment in this thought only. But as a consequence of his experiment, there is another results coming into the picture, and due to which he has to pay the consequence. Okay, like in there are various philosophers, like Bruno is one of the philosopher. Like he told all the world that nature is the form of God, and he accepted the concept of rebirth. Okay, but it is against the Bible, and for this thing he is punished by the type of by that time by the society. Okay, therefore there are numerous number of examples like Galileo. Hey, here is a lot of example. This person is Bruno. This is Galileo. This is Socrates. This is an old great person who got punished for giving, uh, for professing something that is against the social order. Okay, and society tries to put sanction on them by giving them punishment. Okay, now one more important thing is that gift or punishment, it depends, is that again, we I have told you that the morality of any action is defined by uh, the morality of any action is defined by the definition of that action, not by the action itself. Okay, therefore how an action is defined by any system is that the main factor behind the gift and punishment for that action. The same concept repeats here also. Okay, that if wearing burqa in say in religious countries, like in Islamic religious country, like wearing burqa can be a matter of gift, or wearing burqa in democratic countries like France, it can be a cause of punishment also. Therefore, same action can be cause for the gift as well as punishment. Therefore, it depends on the society, that the society promotes or dispromote which type of value. Okay, now as a cause of revision, I have told you about ethics. Ethics, uh, ethics is the moral system of the society. Attitude is the orientation of yours, positive or negative orientation towards any people, emotion, and object is attitude. Aptitude is something sort of that I have given you this idea कि ए, कि अंगारे खुद आपके हाथ में है, that the eligibility, that the intelligence inside you, that is the aptitude. Value is that the ideal beliefs, intelligence in order to taking decision, in order to handle the situation, that is the intelligence. I have uh, social order that is defined by the Thomas Hobbes. I have I have clearly told you that thing. Now, as a end to that video, we are trying to define morality. That morality is a social system which determine or decide the norms, values, conduct, orientation for the members of the society, as well as not only determine these all things, norms, values, conducts, and orientation, as well as it ensured that the behavior of the members must be according to that social order. Okay, and if behavior is not according to that, society also put pressure on deviants. Okay, this is the very simple definition of morality that you can understand. And upcoming video we will, because these things are also in syllabus, norms, values, conducts, orientation, we will explain it in very broader sense. For now, uh, the session is over. I hope you like the session. If you like it, please hit please hit the like button, share, and subscribe. Thank you.